most memorable or embarrassing moment on stage. You can pick. I'm not going to put you on the spot with the embarrassing thing. But I would like something from everybody if possible.
Does it have to be in Pure Psychon or just in our
memorable
careers?
or embarrassing?
Well,
or both.
just on stage.
Whatever's the best story.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, for me, the most embarrassing, I think, was I did an appearance for a cover band once. This was back in Florida. And, you know, I wasn't expecting to go up there. I was just whatever. And I had a skirt on. Luckily, I had hose underneath. But I went up there, and, you know, I like to dance. And I, at the time, did tambourine work. So I had this routine with the tambourine. And didn't really... like monitor the stage, like take a look at what was around me. I just went up there and I turned around and there was this one part where I just went bananas on the tambourine and was like going back, and there was a monitor behind me, and needless to say, my legs were up in the air. It was so embarrassing. And so, but I mean, I got up and kept the show going, but I was so mortified. I was like, I can't believe I just busted my ass in front of everybody here. And so the next day, when I saw I had like black and blue all in the back of my leg, it was a really bad fall. But the good thing is that I kept going. The bad thing is that it happened. So I would say that was my most embarrassing.
I was, well,
I
actually,
think.
I was in
I know what you're doing.
this wasn't me directly, but I was in a different band at the time, and it was the end of the night, and it just so happened the particular bar where we were playing had like a $7 all-you-can-drink thing, and so the drummer of the band had a lot to drink that night, and we were at the very end of the set, and he was like begging to go to the bathroom, and we wouldn't let him because we had like 2 songs left. So he just decided to piss his pants on purpose, and he just played like the last 2 songs like with a huge wet stain all the way across his pants. I didn't even know that he did it until we were loading up, and I was like by the van, and I turned around and I was like stooped over, and his crotch is just right here like with this huge wet spot on it, and I'm like, what did you do? He's like, you wouldn't let us go to the bathroom, man. So I just went, and I was like, that's probably the most rock and roll thing I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely
like
memorable.
the show must go on. Whoa. You guys have anything?
I already talked about like the Rock the Resort,
Yeah.
but the most like memorable since, you know, I think been in this band was our CD release show. It was very surreal at the Newport. There was a lot of people there. You know, just everything from, you know, utilizing the whole stage, the lights, just seeing all of our friends and fans out there supporting us and cheering us, and it was like standing on the stage looking out. It's like, we do this for you. And it's like they're enjoying it, they're loving it, they're getting into it. It was just, it was like another surreal moment. It was like, this is really happening.
And it's kind of the culmination of like all the struggle and strife that went into putting that CD together and everything, and that's like the pinnacle of why you do it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really-
what's the most embarrassing? I want to hear.
I don't have an embarrassing thing on stage.
Jim's never done anything embarrassing.
I gave you guys a choice. You know?
There's a couple times where I felt like I get into the songs and everything, and there's a couple times where I've almost fallen, and I worry greatly, not about myself, but about my instrument.
The
I
5
don't
people
want
that
to
you
break.
crushed to death on the audience.
Like,
Marco's drum set.
Did you fall that day?
Jim Strump.
Jim's worried about his instrument.
Yeah.
ouch.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think my it's hard. There's so many memorable moments, you know. I mean, it's
Can't even remember them.
I can't even remember them. I mean, there's so many. I mean, we've had, you know, she and I have been doing it for about 8 years, and there's been some like cool things here, like the Buzz Bake Sale thing with the, you know, 7 Dozen Corn. That was cool. CD release was very cool. I like the Rock the Resort was probably one of my favorite. But it's hard because like every time we get on stage, we try to make it our favorite moment, and we got a saying in our band, it's like 2 or 2,000, you know. 2 people in the crowd, or if there's 2,000, we put on the same show. And we literally actually tested that theory because we did a show and
We've done a few shows.
we did a show
Playing to the other bands.
in West Virginia.
Oh.
Actually, this might be one of my
Oh, that was
most
one of the
memorable
memorable
moments.
moments.
That's
Yeah.
Good
that's
and
the story
bad.
I was gonna tell, but go ahead.
I'll let him tell his
Let Matt
But
tell the story.
I'll let him tell that as the memorable part. But
Yeah.
what was really cool is like, again, coming to the band's not promoting and things like that. We show up to this place in West Virginia. It's our first time there. 3 of the bands didn't even show up. So one of the band was like some like kind of new kind of crowdcore band, didn't really fit with what we were doing. So there wasn't a lot of people there, there was maybe like 5 people that were there when we got there that were there. But our friend Vince and his girlfriend drove all the way from Baltimore to West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
And they were the only 2 up front, and we rocked it like there was 5,000 people there. And Matt was
And to
actually
put a little
sick.
asterisk on that,
Yeah.
we had this
1980.
1980 RV that should have been totaled a long time ago. And we're riding down in this thing, right? And apparently the exhaust is leaking, and it's coming right up into the cab, right where I was sitting, apparently, because I got the
All
worst
of
out of
us were
everybody.
sitting.
We all got sick.
We got carbon monoxide poisoning from
And,
the exhaust.
We got there, I was so sick I couldn't even do anything. We were talking about going to the hospital. I actually just laid down and slept until like 20 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
Got up, walked in there, did sound check, played the show,
Went back
went back out, went back to sleep. I felt so horrible.
We all had headaches. We were all
Oh, yeah.
like, our muscles were sore. We
And
were
that was the day we
coughing.
decided to finally get rid of that
Yeah, it
RV.
was
Oh,
yeah. It really
But
It
we
was.
almost
still
killed
put
us.
on a, but we still put on a show that night.
Where's that? Where's
Yes.
the
And I think Vince helped a lot because
Participation Award?
it was the first time
yeah,
meeting him. He's been a fan of ours for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's always been, internet communication, whether it's MySpace or Facebook or whatever. And so it was our first time seeing him in person and him coming to see us live. And it sucked that we were
almost died
we
before
were
we
almost dead.
But they
I
appreciated
think
it.
I think because he was there, it made us push through. The poisoning and the ill feeling and all that stuff.
Even a show like that, there's a lot of stuff you could complain about that show, but like he appreciated it so much, it just absolutely made
That
our
makes it
weekend.
worth
We
it.
hung out with him at the hotel afterwards, and we had breakfast the next morning before we drove back in that Deathmobile.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. With the
just
windows
that
down.
one guy made it completely worth it.
Absolutely.
And there was another time,
Banking.
I won't say the venue where it was out of state, but we went and played a show that was a battle of the bands type show, and I think we might have been allotted like 40 minutes or something, and we drove two or 2.5 hours to get there. We set up, I think we were the first band to play. And we were supposed to have 40 minutes to play, and they cut us off after 15 minutes.
What?
And I'm not sure why. They just cut us off after 15 minutes because they thought the other bands weren't going to have enough time to play. And because we were the first band, I remember like we were packing up and like they had 3 judges, and they come over, and he specifically told me, he was like, "Oh man, you guys did amazing. Like I would totally give you guys 10 and like move you to the next round, but just because you're the first band, I can't really do that." And I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." And so they like purposefully gave us a lower score because we were the first band. And so it was like this whole headache, and we actually got a certificate of participation. That was one of the awards that they
third
gave
grade
us.
talent
And
show.
we kept it, and we have it.
It's in our-
We have it taped to our RV or our trailer door. So every time we open the door,
It
we've got the thing
It
taped on
reminds
there.
us
It's
of the
like-
5-hour round trip for
Yeah.
a 15-minute
It
set.
was like the funniest.
Well, I think from
The
what I heard
funniest
is
show.
that the woman that was running the show was running around and didn't pay attention, and time got away from her, so she thought that we did the full set. So
When we played,
yeah,
what, three
Three
songs?
songs.
We just have it. We
Yeah.
just have it as a joke now.
That's the trophy
Yeah,
we
we
got,
too.
Yeah. Now, I bet there's a lot of jealous people now.
Yeah,
Not
that's
everybody can win one
That's
of
when
those.
you know you made it. When you get one of these little trophies.
We don't need
Oscar.
platinum albums.
We don't need
We got
Cracker Jack boxes.
That doesn't just look small because it's next to Jen. It's small next to Jen.
Got to scale.
Yeah, it's not even you couldn't even do a full shot of
by
it.
the
Yeah.
way,
It's Jim's thimble.
I found Bigfoot.
Make fun of me.
Late breaking.
You're gonna make Jim cry.
Again.
Okay, actually, that is a good lead into this next question.
Have you ever seen
You
Jim
have
cry?
won. You won awards from Best Female Singer to Best New Artist. To that, does one stick out as a surprise? Besides that,
The certificate of participation.
That was the most hilarious reward I've ever gotten. So like,
I wish
we,
it could have been printed out on a dot matrix printer. Yeah, it's so much better.
we memorialized it on the trailer.
I'm just happy that Kanye didn't try to take this away from us until somebody else deserved it.
So what was the question? I didn't quite
Any
catch it.
surprising rewards? Or,
yeah, that
Awards.
one that really was a surprise. You can't really take this question seriously.
Not after that.
but then,
I think for me, like we actually did. We don't do a lot of battles, but like sometimes it's useful when you're trying to get into a new place, because they don't know who you are, you know. And we just did a battle at Alder Bar in Pittsburgh, and like at the end of the night when they were announcing everybody, it was kind of confusing who won, and you know, we were actually going to the Rock the Resort the next night. No, 2 nights later.
We were going up there that.
And we won it, but it was kind of like a little confusing, like who won it. And
Well, it was confusing because we didn't think
yeah,
we won.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a new place. We weren't there to
yeah.
win anything.
We were just
there
trying to
just
get up there to
in,
show
you
who
know.
we were,
yeah.
get the
Right,
people to
just-
know us, and they made a couple $100 that night.
Because they came
gas
running over
for
and he's
the-
like, "You won." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You won." I was like,
We
"Shut
didn't
up."
expect that at all.
Yeah, we didn't expect that at all. And I mean, the bands were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It
were
was-
fun.
Yeah.
It's
So,
for
yeah, the
They
other
have a
two
lot
bands
of
were
talent
that
over there.
that came in second and third. We're going to be playing with them again, and I'm excited to see them again because they were a lot of fun. They were really good, so it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Okay, well, good. That actually, I